I'm gonna. Okay. Ella Telephony by. Okay, wait. Ella Telephony by Laura Elizabeth Richards. Once there was an elephant who tried to use a telephone. No, I mean an elephant who tried to use a telephone. Dear me, I'm not saying quite that even now I've got it right. However it was, he got his trunk entangled in the telephone. The more he tried to get it free, the louder buzzed the telephone. I fear I better drop the song of Ella Fop and Telephone. Ella Telephone by Laura Elizabeth Richards.
Well done, Alina. That was great as well. You got it memorized completely after just a week. That's really impressive, girls. Okay, I think we've got time for one more. Since you guys are still numbering your pages. Dikshita, would you like to do it next?
Ella Telephony by Laura Elizabeth Richards. Once there was an elephant who tried to use the telephone. No, I mean the...
An elephone.
Telephone. Dear me, I am not certain quite that even now I got it right. How weird it was. He got his trunk entangled in the telephone. The more he tried to get it free, the louder buzzed the telephone. I fear I better drop this song of Ella Fop and Telephone. Ella Telephony by Laura Elizabeth Richards.
Great job, Dikshita, as well. You've got it almost completely memorized too. Okay, we'll continue doing having people do it in class next week. And once again, it has worked out really well the last couple of times to have you post a video to Bright Thinker. I'll have you do that again next week. So we'll get a chance to hear from people during our live class, but everybody's going to submit a video. Thumbs up if you feel pretty good about videotaping yourself on Bright Thinker and uploading those. You guys are doing really well with those. So we'll do that again for this column. Okay, I think that you all should be at least close to finished with numbering your page. Thumbs up if you are ready to go for the quiz. Okay, well, let's get started. Word number 1 today is senatorial. Senatorial. Remember that the base of this word is senator. So sound it out as you write senatorial. Yes, Josiah?
Did you say word 1?
Yes, this is just the first word.
What's the word?
Senatorial. As in, he acted they had a senatorial decision to make. Senatorial. Meaning related to the Senate. Okay, next word, number 2, is respect. Respect. As in, part of our honor code is to show respect to others at all times. Respect. Next is respectful. Number 3, respectful. It's always important to be respectful to your parents. Respectful. Keep in mind what we do when we add a full suffix, how we spell that. That's that full suffix. Yes, Dikshita?
What is the number for
Number 3, respectful.
Okay.
Thumbs up if you're done with respectful. Word 4 is agree. 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 Do you agree with your friend? Agree. Dikshita, sweetheart, you've got to keep the camera on the entire time. Number 5 is agreement. Agreement. They made an agreement to take turns with the favorite toy. Agreement. Agreement. Number 6 is disagree. Still that same base word of agree, but now we're adding a prefix, which means not. Disagree. Disagree. Number 7, thumbs up if you're ready for number 7. Okay, word 7 is flammable. Flammable. Then gasoline is flammable. Flammable. Number 8, who's ready for number 8? Good. Number 8 is unfortunate. Like a series of unfortunate events. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Number 9 is major. Major. As in, she decided to major in biology in college. Major. Number 10 is majority. That base word major is still the same, but number 10 is majority. Number 11 is elaborate. Like, would you elaborate on your story? Elaborate. Arianch, it looks like maybe you're not writing. Did you get elaborate and majority? Number 10 was majority. Number 11, elaborate.
I guess that it was majority when we did major.
What do you mean? We should be up to number 11. Do you have 11 words right now? Oh, good. Okay, number 12 is citizen. Citizen. As in a Roman citizen had more privileges than other people in the Roman Empire. Citizen. Citizen. Number 13 is necessary. Necessary, which means you need it. Like, do you have everything necessary for your trip? Necessary. Number 14 is necessity. Same spelling pattern for those first syllables. Necessary, necessity. I love seeing Alina sound it out as she writes it. That's really helpful to sound it out to make sure you've got every phonogram. Water is a necessity for all organisms. Necessity. Emma, this is number 14, necessity. Thumbs up if you're ready for number 15. Okay. Number 15 is achieve. Achieve.
Now is the time we take the break, Miss Tanya.
Yes, you're exactly right. We are halfway through. Are you ready for a little break? Yep. How about we stand up, get your eyes off the computer after you're done with those first 15 words. Time for a stretch. Nice to have a little break. Krethi, did you have something to share or ask? You had your hand up there, the button that says hand up. So I was just gonna, this is a good time to check. Nope, okay. Josiah, what about you? A question or comment from you? No? Okay, I just saw your hand raised. Okay. You guys feel rested and ready for the next half of the quiz? Okay. Well, Number 16 on your quiz is achieves. Going right with that other one. Number 15 was achieve. Number 16, achieves. Next is acquire. As in, they want to acquire a puppy for the family. Acquire means to get, or kind of similar to receive, which is our next one. Number 18 is receive. 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 Next, number 19 is almanac. Almanac. Almanac.
Miss Gardner, what's number 18?
It was receive. Number 18, receive. Number 19, almanac. Number 20 is lieutenant. 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 Number 21, thumbs up if you're ready for it, is ancient, like ancient Rome or ancient Egypt. Meaning very old, ancient. Number 22 is empire. Thumbs up if you can still hear me. Okay, it looked like the connection was slowing. You can hear me and see me? All right. So number 22 was empire. Thumbs up if you've got that. Number 23 is emperor. Who was the first emperor of ancient Rome? Samhita, do you remember?
Caesar Augustus.
That's right, first emperor.
But he liked to be called the first citizen.
That's exactly right. First citizen. He was a pretty humble man. He didn't want all the credit. He was doing things just because they were really good for Rome. Okay, number 24. Thumbs up if you're ready for it. Number 24 is a piece. A piece. As in, everyone got 4 or let's say 10 grapes a piece at the table. It's dividing out. A piece, one word. Meaning for each person. Number 25 is approach. One we just reviewed this morning. Approach. And number 26, approaches. Number 27 is attorney. Attorney. Okay, just 2 more. Who's ready for number 28? Alexander. You ready? Looks like you are ready for a nap. Okay, number 28 is bouquet. Remember, this is an unusual one with some French phonograms. Keep in mind how we think to spell it. Bouquet. And last one, calculate. Calculate. It's the last one. Okay, so let's go over all of them from the beginning. Double check your paper, not just to double check that you've got the right words, but this is also a great time to make sure that your words are spelled correctly. Okay, number 1, senatorial. Number 2, respect. Number 3, respectful. Number 4, agree. Number 5, agreement. Number 6, disagree. Number 7, flammable. Number 8, unfortunate. Number 9, major. Number 10, majority. Number 11, elaborate. Number 12, citizen. Number 13, necessary. Number 14, necessity. 15, achieve. 16, achieves. 17, acquire. 18, receive. 19, almanac. 20, lieutenant. 21, ancient. 22, empire. 23, emperor. 24, a piece. 25, approach. 26, approaches. 27, attorney, and 28, bouquet. And last one, 29, calculate. Thanks, Samhita, for showing the thumbs ups, and you're good to go. You've got all your 29 words. Now, does anybody need some words repeated? Emma, I see a thumbs down from you. Do you need me to repeat some?
13.
13 was necessary. Was that all you needed? Okay. Josiah and Harika, I see your hands up. Do you have some words you need repeated? Okay. Can you lower your hand if so? I'll go ahead and lower yours, Josiah. Okay. Does anybody need me to repeat a word? We're all good? Okay. Well, make sure that you keep this paper in a spot where you will not lose it so that you can upload a picture to Bright Thinker after class today. And at this time, we'll do a little well-ordered language. We're also going to review our roots a little bit, and then we're going to be spending the rest of class on some math time, going over what the format is on the quiz that you'll have today and reviewing the concept of dividing and having remainders. So take a moment to stretch and get your eyes off the computer. And would anybody like to say the object pronouns for us? What are the object pronouns? Emma?
The object pronouns. The song or just...
You can just say them.
Okay.
I like to say them in kind of the tune though. Like me,
you, him, her, it, us, you, them.
Very good. Ariansh, would you say the object pronouns for us?
Me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them.
Excellent. Rishith, can you do it next?
Me, you, him, her. Do you have to say the other ones?
Yes, those are all of, or that's the singular
Us.
part.
Us, you, they.
Very close. They is what we would say if it was the subject. How do we change it when it's the object of a sentence?
Them.
Good, them. Okay, and we'll do also Josiah. Would you say the object pronouns?
Can I sing the song?
Yes, you may.
Object pronouns are in the objective case. Me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them. Me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them. Object pronouns are in the objective case. Me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them. Me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them. Object pronouns are in the objective case.
Good job, Josiah. Okay, boys and girls. Well, let's get started on some well-ordered language pages for today. We don't have really a new lesson, so we won't spend too much time, but we're going to review analyzing a sentence and some contractions as well. Would you all turn to page, let's see. Looks like we're on page 20. Turn to page 20 with me, please. of Book B. Remember that we are in Book B from now on. And if you've been getting confused by that at all, I would suggest putting away that Book A altogether. I'm not sure if you want to keep it, put it on a bookshelf that is away from all of your other school supplies. We will not be using that one anymore. And pretty soon we'll do the same thing with our math workbooks. We are close to the end of our math workbook, Book A. Okay, today we're going to do a little contraction review together on page 20 and spend some time on page 21, not just marking the sentences, but going through the choral response with that as well as we walk through each part of speech in the sentence on page 21. Okay, let's start on page 20 though. We are going to take it from a contraction and then write the two words that make that contraction. Ariansh, could you tell us what the two words are that make that contraction aren't?
Are and not.
Perfect. Please write are not on the line. Tig, would you do the same thing for number 2? What two words make the contraction wasn't?
Was not.
Perfect.
Wasn't not.
Was not. Alexander, could you tell us what words make the contraction weren't?
We're not.
Perfect. Were not. Emma, what two words make the contraction haven't?
Have and not.
Perfect. Arshab, what about number 5?
Hadn't. Had not.
Perfect. Number 6, hasn't, is has not. And number 7 is the one that doesn't follow a normal contraction pattern. Marcus, do you remember which two words make the contraction won't? This is the one that's not following the normal pattern, so I'm giving you the challenge one.
Will and not.
You got it, will and not. And probably they changed it because it just sounds pretty awkward and strange to say wilt, right? So they changed it up altogether to won't. And finally, the last one, wouldn't. Could I have Dikshita tell the two words that make that contraction?
Would not.
Perfect. Okay, now on page 21, let me start presenting my screen so we can follow along. And I want us to review the choral response. We don't do this all the time, but it's good to go through the parts of speech in this sentence and thinking through the questions that each one answers as well. Okay, so we're going to do it for sentences 1 and 2, and I'll have some helpers be the ones saying the words. I'll have you repeat after me. I know we don't do this very often, so I'll have you repeat after me to walk through it. Harika, I would love for you to be the first helper today. Can you unmute yourself? And I'm going to help you out as we do the choral response for sentence 1. I know my screen isn't showing up yet. Okay, now there it is. You see the sentence?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, would you read the sentence? Sentence 1.
Did the children find him afterwards?
Good. Now our first step in analyzing a sentence.
Is our subject.
Yes, we want to find the subject first. And I also was going to say that it's helpful to make a mental picture of what's happening. Can you make a mental picture of what's happening there?
Okay.
Harika, do you have a mental picture of, did the children find him afterwards?
Yep.
Okay. Now, what's the subject of the sentence?
Children.
Excellent. And before we say anything for the subject, we want to say what kind of sentence it is. What kind of sentence is it?
Interrogative sentence?
Perfect. Okay, now repeat after me as we do this part of the choral response.
Okay.
Did the children find him afterward?
Children find him afterwards.
This is a sentence because it is a group of words that expresses a complete thought.
Complete thought.
And I want everybody else to also repeat, okay? So this is a sentence because it is a group of words that expresses a complete thought.
Complete thought.
It is an interrogative sentence because it asks a question.
It is an interrogative sentence because it asks a question.
Good. This sentence is about,
This sentence is about
and what is the subject? You already said it?
children.
Good. So children is the subject because it's what the sentence is about. Good. And say it with a confident voice, Harika. You've got this.
Okay.
Now, can you tell me what the predicate is? What did the children do in this sentence?
They were find.
Good. So we're going to say this sentence tells us that children did find, because did is also part of our predicate. It's the first word of an interrogative sentence. So repeat after me. This sentence tells us that children did find.
This sentence tells us that children did find.
So did find is the predicate.
So did find is the predicate.
Because it is what the sentence tells us about children.
Because it's what the sentence tells us about children.
Find is a predicate verb because it shows action.
Find is a predicate verb because it shows action.
There is no linking verb because predicate verbs do not need linking verbs.
There's no linking verb because predicate verbs do not need linking verbs.
Great. What is did?
Did is our helping verb.
Good. So we'll say did is the helping verb because it helps the verb.
Did is a helping verb because it helps the verb.
Now, do we have a direct object in the sentence? Does the sentence tell us what children are finding?
No.
Actually, we do.
Finding him.
Good. Him is an object pronoun that's acting as the direct object. So this is what we're going to say. This sentence tells us that children found him, did find him.
Did find him.
So him is an objective element.
So him is an objective element.
Because it completes the meaning of an action verb.
Because it completes of an action verb.
Good. It is a direct object.
It is a direct object.
Because it tells us whom children did find.
Whom children did find.
Good. Now we've got two more words, the and afterword. Do you know what they're doing in the sentence?
Adjective. The is always an adjective.
Good. And we can say for this, the tells us which children.
The tells us which children.
It's an adjective element.
It's an adjective element.
Because it modifies a noun.
Because it modifies a noun.
It is an adjective.
It is an adjective.
And what is afterword doing in the sentence?
Word is also an adjective.
No. Can anybody help her out? It is an adverb. Who can tell me which adverb question is it answering? How, when, or where? Alina?
When.
Good. It's a time word. It tells us when they're finding him. So we're going to say
Mhm.
afterward tells us when the children found him. It's an adverbial element, Harika,
Adverbial element
because it modifies a verb.
because it modifies a verb.
It is an adverb.
It is an adverb.
Good. Okay. Who would like to try it on their own for the next sentence without me coaching them? Does anybody want to try analyzing it as best you can? Alexander?
I'll try best I can.
Great.
So do I start with the subject?
Start by reading the sentence.
Curiously, Winston asked them again. So start with the subject. Okay.
Yes, we'll say this is a sentence because it is a group of words that expresses a complete thought. It is what kind of sentence?
What type of sentence is it?
Declarative. That's right, Emma. I like that you're drawing your hand up for it.
Declarative sentence makes a statement. Okay.
Good. Now you can find the subject.
Winston is a subject because it is the person in.
It's what the sentence is about.
Yeah.
Good. What's next?
Curiously. Sorry.
This sentence tells us that Winston.
This sentence tells us that Winston is the subject.
That Winston did what?
Ask them again.
Asked. Good.
So ask would be the predicate verb.
Good. Does the sentence tell us what or whom Winston asked?
No.
It says Winston asked somebody. Who did he ask?
It doesn't say.
Well, it says curiously Winston asked them again. Who is he asking something of?
Like, example?
Who can help him out? I think you're a little stuck on this one. Emma?
Them.
Good. Now,
The DO.
yeah, it's a DO. It's an object pronoun acting as our DO. We don't know exactly who them is, but it's acting as the direct object. Okay. Now, what about curiously and again?
Let me see. I'm going to listen to curiously Winston. Winston's curiously. Them curiously. I think curiously would be adjective.
Well, remember that an adjective modifies a noun, an adverb modifies a verb.
An adverb.
Good. What else is a hint that we have an adverb here? Who can tell me what part of the word is a hint that it's an adverb? Aryansh? Very good. When you see an ly ending, most of the time that means it's an adverb. Now, would you say this is telling us how, when, or where Winston asked?
How, when, and where. How.
Good. It's telling us how. Now, one more word. Again, what is it doing in the sentence, Alexander?
Again is an adjective.
Who can help them out? It is a modifier. You're right about that. Alina?
Okay, it modifies. It's an adverb.
Yeah.
That's right. And Alexander, as a hint,
And also,
most of the time, if we've got a word after the direct object, it's an adverb.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And also,
So it tells us basically when he's asking them because it's another
you said-
time. Yes, Alina?
and you said like most of the time at the end, it would be an adverb or at the end, in the end of a sentence, most of the time it's an adverb.
That's right. A lot of times we'll have a DO at the end of a sentence, but if there's not a DO, if the DO is not the last word, a lot of times the adverb is what comes after it. It won't always be that way, but that's the way it is for most of our sentences right now. Okay, you'll do 2 pages on your own after class today, but that's all of the well-ordered learning for now. Alexander, thank you very much for being the helper with that. And Harika from the first sentence. Great job being the helper with that. Okay, we are going to review roots later on during our Kahoot game. Right now, I would like to do some math together. So please take out your notebook, math notebook. And we have been in class for about an hour, a little more than that. Make sure you're taking some time to stretch and take your eyes off the computer.
Actually, it's 1 hour and 9 minutes.
Yes, you're right, to be precise. Okay, so I should see notebooks out, math notebooks. That's what we're going to use today for reviewing for the quiz. And if we have time, we'll also do some kind of speed division review. So I'd love for you to take out your whiteboard for that, as we just do a little practice of some division facts. Did you take out those 2 things, a notebook and your whiteboard? Oh, Alina getting some exercise in. I love to see that. During a little break like this, that's good to get your blood pumping, get some energy with some jumps. Okay. So you have a quiz on Bright Thinker today over division. So far, what we've done in division is learned how to use multiplication facts we know to solve division problems, and also solve division problems that maybe have their multiples of 10. They might have 1 or 2 zeros at the end, but we can divide them mentally if we just think of it as, for example, it's 800 divided by 2. Think of 8 divided by 2. What is 8 divided by 2? Saha Nasri, do you know? $800 divided by 2. We can think of 8 divided by 2.
8 divided by 2 is 4.
Perfect. So Saha Nasri, if 8 divided by 2 is 4, what's the answer to 800 divided by 2?
400.
Perfect. 400. So we're going to review that concept today, as well as, once again, using multiplication facts we know to solve a division problem. For example, 42 divided by 6 equals blank. What multiplication fact can we use to solve this division fact? Arshab? Do you know which multiplication fact we can use to help us solve this?
Well, we can do
Let's take this second number, the divisor, 6 times blank equals
6 times 7.
excellent. 6 times blank equals 42 is the way you can think of that division problem. And the answer is 7. The 7 is what goes in both blanks. If you don't know 6 times 7 equals 42, then you might have to write out your multiples when you're doing problems like this on the quiz today. Continue practicing your flashcards next week, because we do need to get faster and faster with these. But if you're not there yet where you really know these math facts, you can write out your multiples. We could solve this by doing this. We can solve this multiplication problem by writing out 6, 12, 18, 24. Write out those multiples until you get to 42. 30, 36, 42. How many times did it take to get to 42? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 groups got us to 42. If you don't know your math facts very well yet, this is what you'll need to do on the quiz today. Write out those multiples. Skip counting by 6s till you get to the right answer. Okay. We also have talked about dividing with a remainder, which means looking at a simpler, small problem like 13 divided by 3, let's say. Now, is there a number we can multiply 3 times to get an answer of 13? No, we cannot. If we write out our multiples of 3, we'll see that 13 isn't one of them. Kruthi, could you skip count by 3s for us, going through the multiples of 3?
3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
Good, and I'm going to stop you there because this shows us that 13 is between 12 and 15 with our 3 multiples. We always have to go down. We can't ever choose the number that's bigger, because our goal in solving this problem, 13 divided by 3, is finding the biggest multiple, the one that's closest to this without going over. Okay. 12 is the closest to 13 without going over. So how many groups did it take to get to that grouping?
4.
4. And how many do we still have left over? We were trying to divide 13 into groups, and we only put 12 into groups of 3. So there's 1 left over. And the way we write our remainder is 1 over this number, 3. 1 is a remainder when dividing by 3. I want you to do this in the quiz today even, and we'll go over what to do as far as writing it as a remainder. Okay, so 4 as a remainder when, 4 and 1/3. 1 is the remainder when dividing by 3. Okay, let me go to our Bright Thinker quiz. Okay. The last part of the quiz is what we were doing yesterday with those odd and even numbers. You guys did really well with those. Remember that an odd number ends with 1. And what other digits? What are the odd number digits? Josiah, do you remember?
1, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Good. Those are all of them. And we look at only the ones place in a number to determine if it's odd or even. If it ends with 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9, what kind of number is it, Josiah?
An odd number.
An odd number, that's right. If it ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, it's an even number. And once again, we only look at the ones place. It doesn't matter what's in the hundreds or tens place. All we look at is that ones place to see, is it odd or is it even? Okay. Here is some vocabulary, including even and odd, that we just went over. Remember that a remainder is what's left over in the problem, and a quotient is what? Dikshita, can you tell us what a quotient is?
The answer in the division problem is called the quotient.
That's right. It's the answer in a division problem. So in 8 divided by 2 equals 4, the quotient is 4. Another odd or even question, remember to look at just that ones place. We have some multiplication review as part of this as well. Here is a problem with 3 digits that we're multiplying by 1 digit. We did this before Christmas break. It's good to review. So you'll want to write those problems out before you solve them. And here is a problem using mental math. Remove that 0 and just think of it as 64 divided by 8. That's basically 64 tens divided into 8 groups. Can you solve 64 divided by 8 mentally? Alina, what multiplication problem can you use to help you solve 64 divided by 8?
We can do 8 times blank equals 64, and so 64 divided by 8 equals 8. So then
That's right.
640 divided by 8 equals 80.
Perfect. Exactly. You'll just use the math fact 8 times 8 equals 64. But since this is 64 tens, you'll add a 0 to the end of your answer. Here's one that might get you a little bit, or might confuse you a little bit. Don't remove all the zeros when trying to solve this, because you can't divide 1 into 5 groups. But could you divide 10 into 5 groups? Yes. So if you know what 10 divided by 5 is, write that as the answer, plus adding those 2 zeros, because it's basically 10 hundreds divided into 5 groups. 10 hundreds divided by 5. Here's another multiplication problem. With this one, I want you to divide and write the remainder. Okay, it will tell you already that it does not divide evenly. You will have a remainder. And what I'd prefer for you to do with this is to write it as a fraction, but if you can't quite figure it out, you'll still get credit just for writing what the remainder is. For example, if the remainder was, and we're dividing by 8, if there's a remainder of 2, you would write 2/8. That is the best way on a keyboard for showing it as a fraction, okay? Can you all find the slash part of your keyboard? It also is what the question mark is on. Do you all see that on your keyboard?
I have a tablet.
Okay, or on your tablet, either one. I'll let you use the messages to try to type in that slash, or actually try to write a fraction like that, 2/8. It's the part of your keyboard that has a question mark. Do you see it? Can you try to find the question mark in the bottom right-hand corner of your keyboard? And there's also that slash. Good. So you're going to have to do your number slash another digit. Good job, Harika, Samhita, Rishith, and everybody's finding that slash key. If you just wrote a question mark, then you would have had to shift. You don't have to shift for the slash, though, when you're writing a fraction. Good. It looks like you guys are all finding it. Good. Okay. Glad to hear it's easy. I just wanted to double check since we have not typed fractions before. But I want you to use that key so that it's really practicing what we do when writing remainder as a fraction. So after you solve for what, 8 times blank is close to 44, whatever is left over, you write it as a fraction over 8 because we're dividing by 8. With this one, it doesn't say remainder, so that means it's going to divide evenly. So you'll just write one number for that. Here's another multiplication problem, and here's another one with a remainder. So once again, try to write it as a fraction using the slash key. It already tells you there's going to be a remainder, so there will definitely be a remainder for this one. What will the denominator be in the fraction for 47 divided by 9? Does anybody know what the denominator is? That's right, it's next to the shift button. Yes, Alina, I want you to do the fraction. That is the way all 3rd grade at Northwest Arkansas Classical Academy writes remainders, since that is a proper number. Good job, Samhita, Harika, and Alexander. 9 is the denominator because that's the number we're dividing by. Whatever you divide by, that's the denominator. Okay, now time to do a little review in your notebook. We'll do one of each of these types of problems. And then a Kahoot game to play, which will include some division as well. Alina, I don't want to give you the code yet because it is not time to take the quiz. Okay. First of all, and we're not going to write a heading because this is just review. We are going to play Kahoot after we're done with some review. Let's do a review multiplication problem. 426 times 3. Okay, you'll have some review multiplication problems like this. Let's also do one, just a normal division problem. 63 divided by 9.
Skylar, is the first one division or multiplication? Because you wrote a multiplication symbol.
It is multiplication. Like I said, we're reviewing multiplication in the quiz as well. Next, let's do 560 divided by 7. Use a division fact you know to solve that. And one more. This is one with a remainder. Let's do 47 divided by 5. It's going to equal blank with a remainder of blank. Okay. So these are the 4 types of problems you'll see in the quiz today. Please answer all 4 of those, and then we'll go over the answers.
Miss Gardner,
Yes, Arsha?
what's the password to the division checkpoint?
I'll tell you at the end of class.
Okay.
I want us to stay focused on just this. You do have a code, and I'll make sure you get it. I just want us to stay focused on this part right now. Okay, please click raise hand as soon as you are done with all 4 of these problems. Also, take your time to write out your multiples if you're not sure of the answer to something. Like 63 divided by 9, you might have to write your multiples of 9 until you get to 63. Or write the multiples of 7 until you get to 56. I'm glad you like it, Aryansh. I think you are going to enjoy next week, especially as we get to long division. Are you ready for that? Oh, Emma, it's going to be all good. But if you don't know your division and multiplication facts very well, make sure you are practicing those flashcards every single day to really be prepared for getting to long division. Oh, I'm glad to hear, Samhita. You can make some extra challenge problems for yourself, things similar to this if you'd like to. And for those of you who maybe know some long division, you can write extra at the bottom if you're done with these 4 problems. And again, click raise hand when you're done with all of these 4 problems. That's right, Alexander. It's so important to practice division with your flashcards to be really quick with your facts. If you have memorized your facts well, it really doesn't take any time at all to divide like this because you already know exactly what number to multiply 9 by to get 63. Oh, Aryansh, that's a good idea. Writing it as long division. Oh, Samhita, you already know long division. That looks great. You are a step ahead.
I practice long division in summer vacation.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's like this school named Aloha. Yeah, it's like this school for like
Wait, you go to Aloha?
other subjects.
I go there. You go to Aloha?
Well, I always do it every summer vacation. And Alicia does. Well, we do it virtually, but I don't do it now since it's
Okay.
school time. You know, you go.
Alina, I'm sorry, but you've got to keep yourself muted now. Okay, it looks like we are
Yes,
waiting
ma'am.
for Sahanasri. Are you still working on those 4 problems, sweetie? Okay. And Emma, you too? Okay. And Dikshita, are you still working on these 4? Okay. Remember, if you're not sure of the answers, to write out the multiples. Skip counting by 9s or skip counting by 7s or skip count by 5s. Do all of those multiples. Marcus, are you doing okay? Okay. Did you finish the 4 problems? Okay, good. Aline, I think you're done with all 4 of the problems, right? Could you click raise hand?
Oh, I thought I did. It must have gone off.
And Marcus, you too. Can you click raise hand since you're done with your 4 problems? Okay, so Sahanasri, let us know when you're done.
Miss Gardner.
Yes, sweetheart?
I thought we played Nearpod.
I do some of both. We're just doing a Kahoot game today. Oh, Tig, that sounds really interesting. Maybe we can share that one along with Alina's science videos. Okay, well, let's start going over answers. Could I have Marcus share his answer for number 1? A review problem going back to multiplication.
Okay. 6 times 3 is 18.
Good.
That means you would put a 1 above the 2, and you would have an 8. 2 times 3 is 6, so then plus 1 is 7. So you have 7. And 4 times 3 is 12, so then the answer is 12. And our answer is 12,078.
Excellent job, Marcus. And we're going to read it as 1,278 because the comma goes every 3 digits.
Or
The 4th number over is the thousandth place. Perfect.
Or 1,200.
Yes, we do sometimes call it 1,200. Okay, Tig, would you share your answer for number 2?
Okay. Number two. Okay. So for 63 divided by 9, I just did 9 times blank equals 63. And so I skip counted in my mind and I got 7.
Excellent. I love that you explain it in that way. Skip counting in your mind. And it takes 7 times to get to 63. Perfect. Alexander, could you share what you wrote for number 3?
Yes. 560 divided by 7 equals 70.
You are very close. 7 times 7 equals 49, so that's not quite to 56. So what number can we multiply 7 times to get 56? Who can help them out? Saha Nasri, do you know what number we multiply 7 by to get 56?
7 times 8.
Yep, you got it. So you were so close, Alexander. 7 times 8 is 56. So what does that mean our answer is? since we were dividing 56 tens by 7?
80.
Perfect. 80.
I did the math wrong. I did
Yep,
all
you
the
were
math.
close.
I just didn't count the answer.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. For the quiz today, make sure you really double check your work since we want to make sure we have the answers correct, especially on a quiz or test.
Yeah.
But excellent job in remembering to add 1 0 to the end of it. Okay. Last one, number 4. Rishith, would you like to share your answer for this one?
47 divided by 5 is it equals, you write 9 over there because 9 times 5 equals 45, then the remainder is 2.
Perfect.
Because
It's a remainder of 2.
7.
And how do we write the fraction? Two over the number we're dividing by.
5. 1.
Good. 2/5 or 2 over 5. And great job, Rishith, for finding that 45 is the closest we can get to 47 without going over. And feel free to write out the multiples of 5 to help you. You could write out 5 all the way till you get to 45. Or maybe in your head, you can think, oh, well, it's almost to 50, but 50 is too big. So I'm going to go down to 5 times 9 equals 45. Okay, I hope that you guys feel ready for the quiz. That is all that we're going to do for your math notebook. At this time, I've got a Kahoot game for you guys to play that has a few division problems, along with some roots, science, and history. So let me send the link to you guys now. You'll go to www.kahoot.it. Do you mean the Vicious Vikings one tag or the Planet one?
The Planet one. It's really short. It's like
Okay, if we have time, I would love to, yes.
I also have
it's only
the
like
Planet one.
It's only like 9 minutes.
Okay, it's pretty short. Yeah. Okay, I will let you know.
Okay.
Nine two seven 3310.
Yeah, 9273310 is the pin to enter. And please write just your first name. I know you guys enjoy doing the nicknames, but it's really helpful for me to see who's logging in and who's playing. Oh, who did we lose? Somebody just left the meeting. Do you know who it was?
Miss Gardner, you're not presenting.
I'll present when it's time for the game, okay? Okay, it looks like we've got Arshav, Alina, Tig, Harika, Aryansh Kruthi, Alexander, Emma, and then the Daring Piranha. I know they logged in before I said first names. Who's Daring Piranha?
Me, Miss Garner. I can't even change my name.
Okay, so Dikshita. Oh, it was Alina who left. Okay, and she's back now. Okay. Is anybody not logged into the game yet?
It'll go a little faster. It'll log in faster if you leave the meeting for a few seconds. That's why that's why I left.
Okay, good to know. Looks like we're missing just one person. We only have 13 in right now.
The new part I always leave because then it'll just be so. Ooh, I have a colorful unicorn on your screen, Miss Gardner.
Yes. Okay, sweetheart, I'm going to keep you muted, though.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. Oh, all 14 now. We're ready to go. Let's start. Okay, first question. What does nomen nominis mean? It's our Latin word today. Is it award, age, name, or writing? Excellent job. Name is the correct answer. Ariansh is in first place because he was the fastest. Which of the following means in name only? Another Latin. Nominate, nominal, pronoun, or noun. Okay, 5 of you got it right. Nominal. Looks like quite a few of you said nominate. Nominate is to suggest someone for an award or an office. Nominal means just in name, like a queen may be the nominal leader, but she doesn't really do anything other than she has the name.
I accidentally clicked on that one.
Okay, Samhita took the lead. Which of the following means to suggest someone's name for office or an award? Is it denominator, numerator, nominal, or nominate? It's suggesting someone to go to a specific office or to have an award. Nominate. Very good. Remember, a denominator is the bottom part of a fraction. Numerator is the top number in a fraction. And nominal is the one we just did. That's in name only. Okay, Samhita, Tig, Alexander, Kruthi, and Ariansh are the top 5. How long does it take Earth to rotate once on its axis? An axis is the invisible line through the center. How long does it take for it to rotate? It's different for every planet. This is just how long it takes Earth to rotate once completely on its axis. 1 hour, 20 hours, 24 hours is correct. Excellent. Everybody got that right. What is the center of our solar system? What is the center of it? Jupiter, the Sun, Venus, or Earth? The Sun. Perfect. We all orbit the Sun, all of the planets in our solar system. People used to think that the Earth was the center, but the Sun is the center. Same top 5, it looks like. Okay, next question. What is the Sun? Is it an asteroid, a planet, a star, or a comet? It's a star. Very good. A lot of very hot gases. What is the force that pulls objects toward one another? Stars, gravity, axis, or orbit? It's the force that pulls objects toward one another. Gravity. Excellent. Everybody got it right. And it's what keeps the planets in perfect orbit around the Sun and equidistance with one another. Oh, we've got a different top 5 now. Samhita, Tig, Alexander, then Dikshita, then Ariansh. Next, what is the path path that a planet takes as it revolves around the sun. What is the path around the sun for a planet? Axis, rotate, orbit, or gravity? It's the path around the sun. Orbit is correct. Very good. Some of you wrote axis, and the axis is, remember, the invisible line through the planet for it to rotate like this. So that part's a little confusing. This is axis, straight through the planet just for it to rotate. Orbit is going around the sun. Okay, slightly different top 5. Number 9, what is a Viking chief called? History question. What is the Viking chief called? Berserker, plunder, Scandinavia, or Jarl? It's the chief of the Vikings. I think some of you might get 2 of these mixed up. Oh, no, almost everybody got it. Jarl is correct. I thought some of you might think it was Berserker. They're the really scary ones, but they're not the chief. The Jarl is the chief. Good job. Question 10. What is a single letter in the Viking alphabet called? Is it Raid, Rune, Berserker, or Scandinavia? The name of one of the letters, like a phonogram. Rune, correct. Good job. Raid is when people are going in and attacking suddenly.
I tried to vote, but it didn't let me.
Oh, that's okay, Emma. Can you still participate in just thinking of the answers?
Well, I'm still in the game.
Okay. What is a craftsperson who makes iron tools by hand? They make iron tools. Is it a blacksmith, an oarsman, rune, or plunder? Very good. Oh, only one of you. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no, I chose the incorrect one. Blacksmith is correct. I'm very sorry about that, boys and girls. Blacksmith was correct. I don't know if I can change it when we're already in the game, though. So great job for all 11 of you who got blacksmith as the correct answer. Oarsman is the person on the long ship. That's not the correct answer. Sorry, that's going to change up our order a little bit, but hopefully not too much.
No fair.
I know, I'm sorry. What is the word which means to steal or take something by force? Steal and take things by force. Rune, raid, plunder, or longship. Plunder is the correct answer. A lot of you chose raid. I know that one's kind of confusing, but to raid means you're going in and attacking somebody suddenly and with force. Plunder is when you're taking things, stealing things and taking things. I know those two are easy to mix up. So plunder is take, raid is attack. Can you show me plunder? Plunder, stealing and taking, and raid is attack. Okay, that changed our top 5 a little bit. Here's a math question. 35 divided by 5. Or think of it as 5 times what is 35? 6, 7, 8, or 9. No remainder. Seven. Great job. 10 of you got it right. Okay, Arshub's in our top 5 now. What is 15 divided by 2? There's going to be a remainder. Is it 7, 8, 7 and 1/2, meaning a remainder of 1, or 6 and 1/2, 6 with a remainder of 1? Which one is it? Think of, oh, great job. 7 of you got it right. A few of you put 6 1/2. 13 would get you an answer of 6 1/2, but we choose 7 because 7 times 2 is 14, and that's the closest to 15 without going over. Okay. 25 divided by 3. There's going to be a remainder with this one. Oh, well, I gave it away that it's not this first one. Is it 8 with no remainder, 8 with a remainder of 1, 8 with a remainder of 3 when dividing by 2, or 8 with a remainder of 2 when dividing by 3? $25 divided by 3. Think through. 3 times what is closest to 25 without going over? Okay, this was a tougher one. The answer is 8 with a remainder of 2 when dividing by 3. Oh, no. I chose the wrong one again. I am so sorry. If you chose a remainder of 1, you are correct because 8 times 3 is 24. I am sorry. I chose the wrong one again. Ugh.
Oh.
Please forgive me. I am going to mess up our order. Okay.
It's okay.
So sorry about that. But Samhita, you were the winner, even with me choosing the wrong answer 2 times. So great job on that. Let's see. Oh, I need to change that before the next class. Which of the following is not an object pronoun? Is it they, him, her, or you? Last question. Which one's not an object pronoun? Good job, they. Okay, now that was the last question.
That one
Sorry
didn't
for
let me
those
know.
2 mistakes. I'll have to fix that. Tag with number 3. Good job, Tag. Ariansh in second place and Samhita. Excellent job to our top 3. Although it's possible that maybe some of you should have been on the podium if I had chosen the correct answers. So I'm very sorry about that. I'll make sure I fix it.
It's okay.
Okay, great job, everybody. Okay, for my group that I usually meet with on Mondays and Fridays, we're not going to do reading groups today, but I do want to end class with one of those science videos to watch together before you all go. Okay? So
Miss Gardner?
Yay!
my reading group, I'll read with you on
Miss
Monday.
Gardner?
I was
Yes.
behind Sahanashri in